Hey everyone, it's Marianne from the New York City Organization Public Service Retirees. Today's been a long day. It's actually been a long couple days. My day started yesterday with attending a gala event for PNHP that was honoring Evie Jones-Rich. Many of you know Evie. She's been to many of our rallies and she's quite eloquently spoken. And she's been quite the activist her entire life. And being in her 90s and being at many a protest over her lifetime, she taught us a lot. So, as an advocate for healthcare, yesterday, PNHP honored her. It was great to see her and be there for her on one of her most proudest days. And if you're not aware, PNHP actually did two affidavits in our Court of Appeals cases. So it's very important to give thanks where it's due, right? Uh, they were one of many amici that helped our case along, and it was very nice to see everybody. Evie means a lot to us, and just the look on her face when Michelle Keller and I showed up yesterday was just priceless. Today, after back-to-back meetings, I then got a ride from one of our liaisons downtown to meet up with Retiree Advocate. As you know, we have been supporting their running for their retired teacher chapter over the last year. It has been quite an undertaking for them. They had to organize. They had to get a group of over 300 retired teachers to join their slate. And being the underdog, they knew that chances would probably be very difficult for them to win this election, as it always is, as this retired teacher chapter, since its inception, almost, I guess, about 40 years ago, has always been led by Unity, the Unity Caucus, the same caucus of Michael Mulgrew and Tom Murphy. Yet, we like to support the underdog because we are the underdog too. No one listened to us. No one cared what we had to say. Everyone was always afraid of the unions. Unfortunately, the unions abused their power and have lied to everyone, not just their retirees, but to their members and to the elected officials. This is a day of reckoning, and this is a day that the underdog wins in a monumental election. Not just the retired teacher chapter, but the para chapter for in-service workers as well won their slate. And if you remember the paras, we had them on our channel to share their story. They had selected a leader to lead their para chapter. And that leader chose to flip back and join the Unity Caucus, leaving them without a chapter leader on their slate ballot. That was damaging. And yet those ladies picked themselves up and dusted themselves off, and they persevered. And what did Unity do? Smear them on social media. As if schoolyard bullying isn't tolerated in the school, or in the yard, on the playground. Then why is it okay for teachers to bully and smear their peers? Not only did they smear Migda and the rest of the para chapter, they smeared me, this organization, and the retiree advocate. It is completely inappropriate. When we looked at how to react to that, we were very frustrated. But what we also started seeing was our own members of the Unity Caucus were equally as disgusted as we were. So we decided we were just going to let themselves make their own points. Came time for ballots, and I want to read to you. These numbers are unofficial. But it does show you that elections have consequences. So do actions, by the way. In 2021, there were 23,024 ballots that were counted, of which 16,269 went to the Unity Caucus and 6,755 went to the Retiree Advocate. Clearly, you could see Unity won 71% to 29%. 2024, 27,731 ballots were counted. That is almost 5,000 more than in 2021. Of those numbers, Retiree Advocate secured 17,226 votes to Unity's 10,114. Retiree Advocate won 63% to 37%. In a complete rebuke to what the Unity Caucus has done to their retirees. Today is a historic day in the UFT chapter of history, in that there was a complete rebuke of what Unity has done to their own retiree members. To Retiree Advocate, you fought a very hard battle. We were glad to be there with you, and as the retiree organization fighting to help protect our healthcare in court, we are glad to see that you will be taking over the retiree chapter of the United Federation of Teachers to make sure that there is democracy and unity in your chapter, and that your union president hears you the way he's supposed to or she's supposed to. Not just feed you a line and tell you, do what I say. We are very, very happy for you. And we know that this is going to be an adjustment for everybody. But you have a lot of people supporting you. And we're very happy to be part of your history. On that note, I'm very tired. And it has been a long day. And I want to say thank you, not just to the Retiree Advocate, to the people that stepped up to run for their chapter, to the paras that persevered every time you got smeared and attacked by your own union, and to the retirees of the New York City Organization of Public Service Retirees. Thank you for listening, for encouraging your peers to vote in the retired teacher chapter election, and spreading this message so that not just the retirees hear you, but the in-service teachers hear you, the active members of the union. Tonight, I got to sit with both retirees and in-service active teachers. They are listening to your message. When the leader of your organization doesn't serve you, does what they want to do, and harming you, it is important that you step up to make sure that they understand that your union isn't just the leadership. Your union is you. Every vote counts, and you make sure they hear you. On that note, everyone, have a great night, and I will see you next week. And to the retired teacher chapter, congratulations on making history in 2024. And for all the electeds watching this, just remember, actions have consequences, and so does inaction. We unveiled our Retired Labor Strong website just this week, and we were very proud to have the support behind Bennett Fisher, the retiree advocate, and his entire team. The other candidate that we are supporting is Dr. Jack Kellner, who is a retired physician from New York City. He is a retiree, and he is running for District 69. So for retirees that want to run for office, you're seriously interested in running, please reach out to us. To the elected officials, make sure you remember that retirees are the largest voting bloc in the city. And elections do have consequences. Have a great night, everybody. Retired labor strong.